Good morning, students of class 11. In the last class, I have discussed about the concept of hybridization and shape of the molecule, and also I have discussed about the hydrogen bonding and their importance. Today, the last part of the chemical bonding, that is the molecular orbital theory. This theory was developed by Humes and Mulligan in 1932. Now, what is the limitation of valence bond theory? According to valence bond theory, two half-filled atomic orbital with electron in opposite spin overlap to form bond. Now, if you consider formation of O2 molecule, oxygen have oxygen atomic number 8. What will be electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So, in 2p4 there is two half-filled atomic orbital. This is one oxygen atom. Another oxygen atom, the 2p4 have two half-filled atomic orbital. Now these two half-filled atomic orbital of oxygen atom approach each other for overlapping. So after overlapping, when O2 molecule is formed by a combination of double bond, there will be no unpaired electron, because two half-filled atomic orbital with electron in opposite spin when overlap, they form a molecular orbital. So there will be no unpaired electron. So oxygen will be diamagnetic in nature. But experimentally, it has been found that O2 molecule is paramagnetic. Paramagnetic in nature, and its magnetic moment corresponds to two unpaired electrons. Magnetic moment of O2 molecule corresponds to two unpaired electrons. So paramagnetic behavior of O2 molecule and the two unpaired electrons cannot be explained by valence bond theory. Then another theory was developed by Humes and Mulligan in 1932, that is known as molecular orbital theory. What is the salient feature of this theory? According to this theory, electrons are present in atom in different atomic orbitals. Similarly, electrons in a molecule are present in different molecular orbitals. So there are different molecular orbitals in a molecule where electrons are present. Next, number 2, the two atomic orbital of comparable energy, that is two atomic orbital of nearly same energy and with proper orientation overlap to form molecular orbital. So molecular orbital are formed by overlapping of two atomic orbital of almost same energy and similar symmetry or proper orientation. The electron in a molecular orbital are influenced by the number of nucleus present in the molecule. In atomic orbital, electrons are influenced by the nucleus of a single atom. So atomic orbital are monocentric. But in molecular orbital, say water molecule, it have two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. So there are three nucleus. So electron in the molecular orbital, that electron in molecule are influenced by three nucleus. So molecular orbital are polycentric. Next point, two atomic orbital of nearly same energy overlap to give two molecular orbital. These two molecular orbital can be formed by two ways, either by the addition of overlapping of two atomic orbital or subtraction of overlapping of two atomic orbital. So molecular orbital are of two types. One is called bonding molecular orbital, another is called anti-bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital have lower energy, and if electrons are present in bonding molecular orbital, it experiences more attractive force, that is stability of the molecule increase if electrons are present in bonding molecular orbital. Anti-bonding molecular orbital have higher energy, and if electrons are present in anti-bonding molecular orbital, then repulsion takes place, that is stability of the molecule decrease if both electrons present in anti-bonding molecular orbital. The molecular bonding like atomic orbital, the molecular orbital is also the probability of finding molecular electron around the different nucleus of the molecule. And Atomic orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electron. Similarly, a molecular orbital also can accommodate maximum 2 electron. And filling up of electron in different molecular orbital obey the above principle and Hund's rule. So these are the main salient feature of molecular orbital theory. That is, molecular orbital are the overlapping of atomic orbital of nearly same energy and proper orientation to give two different types of molecular orbital. One is called bonding molecular orbital, another is called anti-bonding molecular orbital. How bonding molecular orbital is formed? Say atomic orbital can be represented by a wave function. Say this is one atomic orbital, wave function of one atomic orbital. This is another atomic orbital, wave function. Say this amplitude is known as psi A and this amplitude is known as psi B. When two atomic orbitals of the same phase overlap, they give one molecular orbital with the addition of the wavelength. That is, this, if it is psi MO equal to psi A plus psi B. That is, two atomic orbitals with the same phase when overlap, then the constructive addition of the amplitude take place for the resulting molecular orbital. The wave function psi equal to psi A plus psi B. Now, if this one atomic orbital and this is another atomic orbital, say this is psi B, are in opposite phase. This orbital and this orbital when overlap, they are in opposite phase. So the molecular orbital, the overlap psi star will be psi A difference psi B. This is called antibonding molecular orbital. So two atomic orbital with electron in the same phase when overlap, they give two bonding molecular orbital with the wave function psi A plus psi B. And when two atomic orbital with the out of phase overlap, they give a molecular orbital where wave function is psi A difference psi B or psi A minus psi B. Now, what is the square of psi? Psi square, what is the significance of psi square? It is the probability of finding electron. It is the probability of finding electron around the nucleus. So psi square represent the orbital. Now, psi MO molecular bond, psi BO bonding orbital, psi BO equal to psi A plus psi B, or psi square bonding orbital equal to psi square A plus psi square B plus 2 psi A into psi B. Now this is the probability of finding electron in atomic orbital A. This is the probability of finding electron in atomic orbital B. That is, probability of finding electron in molecular orbital, bonding orbital, is greater than the probability of finding electron in atomic orbital by the amount of 2 psi A psi B. That is, probability of finding electron in bonding MO is greater than the probability of finding electron in the individual atomic orbital by the amount of 2 psi A psi B. Similarly, psi star anti-bonding orbital equal to psi A minus psi B. That is, psi square star anti-bonding orbital equal to psi square A plus psi square B minus 2 psi A psi B. That is, probability of finding electron in antibonding molecular orbital equal to, the probability is less than probability of finding electron in atomic orbital by the amount of 2 psi A psi B. Yes, that is, there is greater probability to find electron in bonding MO than in antibonding MO. Now, what is the main difference between bonding MO and antibonding MO? Bonding MO is formed by the head-on overlapping, by the overlapping of two atomic orbitals of the same phase. Antibonding MO are formed by the overlapping of two atomic orbitals of out of phase. Bonding MO have lower energy than the energy of the respective atomic orbital, but antibonding MO has higher energy than the energy of the respective atomic orbital. Bonding MO, there is greater probability of finding electron in bonding MO than individual atomic orbital, and there is less probability of finding electron in antibonding MO than individual atomic orbital by the amount of 2 psi A psi B. If electrons are present in bonding MO, then its attractive force increases, that is stability of the molecule increase. But if electrons are present in antibonding MO, then the repulsive force increase, that is stability of the molecule is decrease. Yes. So these are the main difference between bonding and antibonding MO. Now consider 1s. This is 1s. So this is energy. This is the energy of 1s. This is energy of when they overlap, they give 2 MO. One MO is called bonding MO, that is called sigma 1s, and another MO is called antibonding MO, that is called sigma star 1s. That is 2 at s orbital overlap to form one bonding MO and another antibonding MO. If it is 2s, then it will be sigma 2s and it is the sigma star 2s. It is the bonding MO. It is the antibonding MO have energy lower by the amount this is the minus delta E, and antibonding MO has energy higher by this amount, say plus delta E. So bonding MO have lower energy and antibonding MO has higher energy. Similarly, when 2 p orbital overlap, say p have 3 orbital, so this is the energy p, px, py, pz. Here also px, py, pz. So this is the p orbital, px, py, pz. Here also px, py. Normally consider that pz orbital undergo head-on overlapping to form sigma bond. So this is the sigma 2pz lower orbital, and 2 pi orbital have almost same energy. Pi 2px, pi 2px, and pi 2py. This is the bonding MO. Both bonding, bonding sigma bond and bonding pi bond. After the overlapping of one p orbital head-on, other 2 orbital must overlap laterally. So this will be sigma 2pz orbital, that is z orbital undergo head-on overlap, x and y orbital undergo lateral overlap. This will be pi star 2py equal to pi star 2px. This is the antibonding, and this will be sigma star 2pz. It is antibonding sigma bond. So these will be the 6 molecular orbital. 3 molecular orbital are bonding with 1 sigma bonding, 2 pi bonding, another 3 antibonding with 2 pi bonding and 1 sigma bonding. So in this way they overlap to form different molecular orbital. Now how the filling up of electron take place in different molecular orbital? Say you first consider these are the molecular orbital. First 1s overlap to form sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. This is the molecular orbital in order of increasing energy. Then sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. Then sigma 2pz, pi 2px equal to pi 2py. Yes. And then pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py, sigma star 2pz. এটা হচ্ছে if atomic number greater than 7, that is oxygen and onward, this will be the increasing order of energy. Here energy increase in this way, that is sigma 1s have the lowest energy, then sigma star 1s, then sigma 2s, sigma star 2s, pi 2pz, pi 2px, pi 2py, and so on. But if atomic number is less than 7, that is up to nitrogen, what will be the energy order of molecular orbital? Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. Then you write pi 2px equal to pi 2py, then sigma 2pz. That is there will be interchange here. Then as usual pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py equal to sigma star 2pz. This is for atomic number z less than 8, that is but z less than equal to 7. This is up to nitrogen, the energy order of the different molecular orbital are this, and greater than nitrogen, that is oxygen, fluorine, neon, this should be energy order. Now how you calculate the bond order? You must remember the formula of bond order. Bond order equal to half into Nb minus Na. Nb means number of electron in bonding orbital minus Na means number of electron in antibonding orbital. This will the bond order. Now consider H2 molecule. How many electron? Say if you write this 1s, this is 1s, this is the energy. They overlap to form sigma 1s and to form sigma star 1s. So this is 1 electron hydrogen, here 1 electron hydrogen. 2 atomic orbitals overlap to give 2 molecular orbitals. How many electron? 2 electron. Now filling up takes place according to above principle and Bohr's rule. So 2 electron remain in sigma 1s. This is the what will be bond order? Bond order half into Nb. Nb means 2 minus Na 0 equal to 1. You know hydrogen have single bond, so this will be bond order. Now you consider H plus ion. H plus ion means that this is hydrogen atom, this is H plus. It will be no electron, so there will be 1 electron here. Then in H plus ion, what will be bond order? Bond order equal to half into 1 minus 0, that is 0.5. Then in H plus ion, bond order will be 0.5. Now consider H minus ion. This is H, say this is H minus, that is 2 electrons. How many electron? 3. 2 electron in sigma 1s, 1 electron here. So what will be bond order? Bond order equal to half into number of bonding electron 2 minus antibonding 1, that is 0.5. Now you remember H plus and H minus both have bond order 0.5. Now stability of the molecule depends upon magnitude of bond order. If the bond order are same, but H plus is more stable than H minus. Why? Because H plus there is no electron in the antibonding orbital, but in H minus there is 1 electron in antibonding orbital. Electron in antibonding orbitals destabilize the molecule. So H minus is less stable than H plus. Now come to the original problem, that is the oxygen molecule. In the BB theory, we know that oxygen molecule is diamagnetic in nature, but actually it is paramagnetic in nature. This paramagnetic behavior of O2 molecule can be explained on the basis of molecular orbital diagram of O2 molecule. You first write this diagram of molecular orbital. Say this is the energy diagram, energy increase in this way. Say this is 1s, this is another 1s. They overlap to form 2 orbitals. One is sigma 1s, another sigma star 1s. Say this is 2s, this is another 2s. They overlap to form sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. This is the higher energy and this is lower energy. Say this is 2 pi, 3 orbital, and this is 2 pi, 3 orbital. They overlap for oxygen molecule. Lowest is sigma 2pz, then 2 orbital. One is pi 2px equal to pi 2py. So this will be the energy diagram. This will be the energy diagram. Another here pi star 2px, pi star 2py. Same energy. They have same energy. And highest energy sigma star 2pz. This is the antibonding orbital. This is the molecular orbital. This is the molecular orbital. This is atomic orbital. This is also atomic orbital. Now what is the electronic configuration of oxygen? Oxygen atomic number 8. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So 1s2 here, 2s2 here, 2p4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, this object, this is one oxygen atom, this is another oxygen atom. 1s2 here, 2s2, 2p4. This will be 2p4. Now, how many electrons in atomic orbital? 4 electrons. So 2 electrons pass in the molecular orbital, 2 anti-molecular orbital. Here also 2 bonding, 2 anti-bonding. Here total electron 8. First 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many remaining electrons? 2 electrons. Since both 2px and 2py have same energy, so according to Ohm's rule, they remain in the parallel stream. So you find in the MO diagram, oxygen molecule have 2 unpaired electrons. Due to presence of 2 unpaired electrons, oxygen molecule is paramagnetic in nature. Now, what will be bond order? The bond order of O2 molecule equal to half into Nb. How many electrons in the bonding MO? 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 minus anti-bonding, 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6. 10 minus 6, that is 2. You know O2 has a double bond. Now if you consider O2 plus means say this is O plus. So 1 electron removed from here. So this will be 1 electron O2 removed from here. Then O2 plus unpaired electron equal to 1. In O2, unpaired electron equal to 2, but O2 plus unpaired electron 1. What will be bond order? Bond order equal to half into 10 minus anti-bonding 1 electron removed, so 10 minus 5, that is 2.5. Now consider O2 plus 2. So this also plus and this also plus. 1 electron removed from here, here also removed. So O2 plus 2, 0 unpaired electron, that is diamagnetic. 0 unpaired electron. What will be bond order? Bond order equal to half into 10 minus 4, that is 3. That is O2 have bond order 3, O2 plus bond order 2.5, O2 have bond order 2. Now consider another 2 case, O2 minus, that is 1 electron added. So this is O and this is another O. O2 minus, here minus. So 1 electron added here. So 1, 2, 3. That is 1 unpaired electron. 1 unpaired electron. So what will be bond order? Bond order equal to half. 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus anti-bonding 2. Here 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 1.5. Or O2 minus 2. So this is also minus. Here 1 electron. So here electron. So 0 unpaired electron. O2 minus 2 and O2 plus 2 have 0 unpaired electron. What will be bond order? Half into 10 minus 8, that is 1. Now the stability of the molecule depends upon the bond order magnitude. Which have maximum bond order? O2 plus 3, then O2, then oxygen. So what will be stability order of different oxygen phases? O2 plus 2 most stable, then O2 plus, then O2, then O2 minus, then O2 minus. So you must remember the stability order of different oxygen molecule. So bond order can be calculated. If the question is draw the molecular orbital diagram, then you have to draw this diagram. Now if the question is calculate the bond order, then no need to write the diagram. You only write in this way. That is like atomic orbital. You write the different molecular orbital and write the electronic configuration. For example, say calculate bond order of CO, NO plus, N2 and Cn. Different phases. Carbon monoxide, NO plus, N2, nitrogen and cyanide. Now first how you want find a bond order? First you calculate the total number of electrons. Carbon 6, oxygen 8, that is 14 electrons. Now write the electronic configuration, molecular orbital configuration. Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. For nitrogen atom, say first write sigma 2z, pi 2px, equal to pi 2py, pi star 2px equal to pi star 2py. Now 14 electron. Each molecular orbital contain 2 electrons. So 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Up to this is the molecular orbital configuration, electronic configuration. So what will be bond order? Bond order bonding it 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Anti-bonding 2 plus 2, 4 by 2. That is 3. And CO have bond order 3. You know this is the structure of CO. Bond order 3. Similarly, NO plus. How many electron? 7 plus 8 minus 1 because plus that is also 14. So NO plus bond order kata hobe? Same like CO, that is bond order will be 3. Because 14 electron up to this electronic configuration. N2 14 electron. So what will be bond order? Bond order will be 3. You know nitrogen have triple bond. And CN 6 plus 7 13. 13 means 2 plus 2 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So what will be bond order? So bond order number of electron in bonding orbital 2 plus 2 4 5 6 7 8 9 minus 4 by 2, that is 2.5. So Cn have bond order 2.5. So in this way, if you write the electronic configuration of the different molecular orbital in order of increasing energy, you can calculate the bond order and you can compare the stability of the different molecule. So this is the molecular orbital theory. This theory was developed by Mulliken and Hunds. Then what is the salient feature? Like atomic orbital, electron in molecule are present in different molecular orbital. These molecular orbital are influenced by different nucleus. So molecular orbital are multicentric or polycentric, but atomic orbital are monocentric. The two atomic orbital of comparable energy and proper orientation overlap to give two molecular orbital. The molecular orbital also may be sigma bond, that is head-on overlapping, may be pi bond, that is lateral overlapping. When two atomic orbital with the same phase overlap, they give bonding molecular orbital, and when two atomic orbital with out of phase overlap, they give anti-bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital have lower energy than anti-bonding molecular orbital, and electron present in bonding molecular orbital stabilize the atom molecule, and electron present in the anti-bonding molecular orbital destabilize the molecule. And bond order is calculated by using this formula, the Nd minus Na by 2, that is number of electron in bonding MO minus number of electron in anti-bonding MO by 2, that is called bond order. And in your syllabus, the bond order of different O2 molecule, that is O2, O2 plus 2, O2 minus 2, you must calculate this and you must try to draw this molecular orbital diagram. Okay, so this is the chemical bonding. In the next class, I will start your part 2, that is the S block element.